Hi, my name is Davis Ray. I've made this video to document the design and manufacture of the prototype garlic press shown here. I was inspired to design a garlic press because the one I was using previously broke. Unfortunately, I threw it out and can't show it here, but essentially it was composed of two handles that were pressed together with a grate between them which was used to press and extrude the garlic. It was hard to transmit force using these handles, which eventually led to the plastic snapping, and it couldn't be disassembled, making it a pain to clean. My new design instead calls for a sort of vise. A threaded rod pushes a crushing head through a chambered body, allowing for easier transmission of force. The whole thing can be taken apart using the fasteners, allowing it to be cleaned and really alleviating the main pain points I have with the product. Rather than just designing and machining a body from scratch, I wanted to do something new and gain some experience casting. With that in mind, I began with a salt shaker that I felt had a nice ergonomic shape with features that could be easily molded. Initially though, it was too long, so I cut it down to two pieces which become my patterns used in molding the handle and the body. I stuck the patterns to the bottom of some cans that I had lying around using hot glue, and used a 2-part silicone-based rubber to form a mold. This technique, while bypassing the 5 minutes necessary to create the mold frame, caused a ton of pain in the long run when the molds were left stuck in the cans. I was able to use the Jaws of Life and some extremely graphic surgery techniques and save the molds, but the footage has been omitted for our more sensitive viewers. Eventually though, I filled the molds with a 2-part thermoset resin, which I chose because it had good molding properties and was way easier than melting down a thermoplastic like ABS. Once demolded, the plastic pieces came out pretty nicely, and once I cut away the flash, I had the basic shapes for the handle and the body. Moving into the machine shop, I used a horizontal bandsaw to cut the aluminum stock to length for both the crushing head and the grate, and then a drill press was used to put in the necessary holes. Aluminum was chosen because it was available and easy to machine for prototyping, but in reality a coating or a different metal such as stainless steel would probably be needed to comply with food safety regulations. The plastic parts were also machined using the drill press before being tapped by hand. Ideally, the plastic parts would have been drilled using a lathe to get a more perfect center, but the chuck of the lathe was damaging the surface of the parts. Next time, I'd probably use the lathe on the wooden patterns to get them closer to the net shape before casting, requiring less post-machining for the plastic and ultimately less damage due to the vices. Finally, I used a Dremel to smooth out any damage caused by the vices, as well as the parting line from the mold and the chamber inside of the body to make sure I had no interference with the press head. To make the press a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, I gave it a coat of spray paint. I chose green. I also planned on coating the plastic pieces in a food-safe epoxy to seal in the paint and avoid any leaching into the garlic, but the shipping got delayed, so for now I'll just be getting a little extra flavor. Here you can see all of the components prior to assembly. Once the garlic was put into the press and the grate fasteners tightened, the handle can be turned and garlic begins to extrude. The prototype does a pretty good job, and the only main issue I was running into in my initial testing was that some garlic got smashed rather than pushed through the grate as there were too few holes. However, the ability to transmit force was greatly improved, and washing the grate in the press head was much more straightforward. In the future, I would probably remove the fasteners in favor of a slot for the grate, and make the body's chamber a little bit longer so more garlic can be put in at once. However, for an initial prototype, I'm very happy with the design and how it turned out. Thank you for watching.